As the final weeks of the regular season are winding down, the WCHA is still putting on a show with several overtime finishes and a military appreciation game that neared an NCAA record. Welcome back to Inside the WCHA. I'm your host, Rachel Herzog, and let's dive into the weekend series between Ohio State and Wisconsin.
Ohio State topped the number 2 Badgers on Saturday thanks to a 5-minute major against the Badgers. The Buckeyes tallied all 3 of their goals in the remaining 2 minutes of the major penalty. Abby Rock netted one on the power play, but Ohio State played until the end, finding a 3-1 win. Sunday's game was a military appreciation game at the Kohl Center, where over 14,000 fans attended and placed second in the NCAA for fan attendance. And these fans got a game to remember as Abby Rock tied the game at 1 late in the 3rd period. The 1-1 deadlock sent this game into double overtime, where Badgers' Britta Curl netted the final goal of the night, earning Wisconsin the extra conference point. Bemidji State logged a win against the Huskies on Friday, as Abby Haluska and Jacqueline Casa gave the Beavers a 2-0 lead, and senior Haley Mack scored the empty netter to end the game with the final score of 3-0. But St. Cloud State closed out their last home game with a win on Saturday, as neither team scored in regulation to force extra minutes. In the final 44 seconds of overtime, Olivia Savar sniped the game winner over the left shoulder of bench, securing 3 points for the Huskies. Minnesota Duluth battled Minnesota State on Friday, and the Bulldogs got an early 2-goal lead after the first period. Kelsey King cut the deficit in half in the second, but 2 more Bulldog goals extended their lead to 3. The Mavericks continued to battle from behind, but came up just short as the Bulldogs found a 5-4 win. It was a nail-biter finish on Saturday, as Sydney Brott found the first goal of the game in the 2nd period. Minnesota State pulled their goaltender in the 3rd period, and Mackenzie Cedarberg tied the game at 1, forcing the game into 3-on-3 overtime. Jalen Elms was able to convert in overtime to give the Bulldogs the extra conference point.
1 week to go before playoffs are in order, but teams are fighting to the finish for those last conference points. Coming up, St. Cloud State heads to Ohio State, Wisconsin takes on Minnesota Duluth, and Minnesota State plays at Ritter Arena against the Gophers. Be sure to tune in next week to see how the league rounds out before the WCHA tackles the postseason. See you next time.